Hey everyone, it's Adam, and today we are talking about Radical Candor. This is one of my favorite books ever. It is by Kim Scott. She's a total badass boss. She's started all sorts of companies, and she was an executive of Google for a long time. So she's got really cool stories about leading people and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately the message in here is that it's relationships, not power, that move you forward. And so what is Radical Candor? Radical Candor is this crazy idea that to build trust with someone, to really teach them, to really mentor them, you need to really care, but you also need to give that direct, hard feedback. And she had a great example in here about how she was super nervous for a presentation in front of her team and the clients. She did it, she did amazing. Everyone was, saying what amazing job she did, and her boss took her aside and said, "That was amazing, super impressive. You said a lot, you could have done better. I'm gonna help you get some speaking coaching and that kind of thing," right? It's timely, it's on it, it does not mince words, that type of stuff. So there's a couple cool things that come up in this book. For example, actively soliciting criticism from your team. So as a leader, we always think about giving feedback, but we also want feedback as a leader. And one of the great questions she talks about saying in here is like, is there anything I could be doing or stop doing that would make your life easier? It's a really interesting question. It kind of makes you think, right? So think about it. You're a boss. Is there anything they're doing or could stop doing that makes your life easier? Maybe you should tell them. One of the things in here that really made me think the most, it said, how long do you spend planning and fact checking before you give somebody criticism, right? We're very stressed out about that. Now, how long do you spend doing the same to give recognition and praise? The idea here is that we should spend the same amount of time. They're both equally as important. So when we talk about Radical Candor, I think it's easiest if you look at this quadrant graph that we have here. So on the top, we have how much you care, don't care. Over there, challenging, not challenging, right? So over here on the left, if I don't care and I don't challenge, then I have manipulative insincerity. I'm just nodding my head, rolling my eyes, whatever. I don't really care. Up here, I care, but I'm not challenging you, right? This is your yes man. This is like, oh yeah, I know that sucked. That's terrible. Why did you do that? It's not helpful. It does not move you forward, and there's no place for it in a sort of a leadership or pure business-oriented view. Maybe a friendship, sometimes that's what you need. Down here, obnoxious aggression. This is when you challenge, you tell people the hard truth, but you don't actually care, and it's hurtful. And then Radical Candor is the sweet spot up here. It's when you actually really care, and you have to communicate that you care, but then you also have to tell the hard truth, and you have to do it every time. You have to do it timely, and you will earn trust, and people will love you for it. So there it is. That's the idea behind Radical Candor. And then the last thing that I really took out of this that I thought was super awesome was the idea of superstars and rock stars. So superstars are the people in your company that are skyrocketing to the top. They're clearly meant to be leaders. They are clearly meant to be managing people. You recognize them and you understand that they will not be in your department for long because they will be there for only a few years before they're on to the next thing. They learn quickly. They're really good at what they do. And they definitely stand out as your high performers. Superstars. Rock stars, right? These are your high performers that get to a certain level that shouldn't move. They are the rocks in the wall of your company. They are the mentors. They are the ones, the teachers, that type of thing. A great example is your senior engineer, your expert in all things, whatever. They would hate being a manager anyways. So let them be an engineer, let them teach all the engineers. Same thing for sales, whatever the discipline is. So understand who are your superstars and your rock stars, and understand you have to treat them very, very differently. Rock stars want to stay where they are. They're happy with what they're doing. They just want to teach. And superstars, just let them go, or they're going to leave. So there you have it. Radical Candor. Amazing book. Definitely one of my favorites. Kim Scott is an absolute champ. I'd love to meet her one day and just shake her hand because this is fantastic stuff. So yeah, if you're going to read any business book, I highly recommend Radical Candor for any leader. Hope you found that helpful. Stay tuned for next time.